Welcome back to Askewed Reviews. And today I'm reviewing a film that's currently in theaters. So the movie that I watched is the 2025 film The Rule of Jenny Penn, directed and co-written by James Ashcroft. So this was a movie that I was very middle of the road on. Now the reasons for that is because the story itself was very slow moving, but it was good. Like, I'm not sure if I enjoyed the film more than just was kind of like pulled into the story. Now, mind you, if you're a person who is afraid of becoming elderly or being put into an old folks' home, this movie is probably going to absolutely terrify you because it is a psychological thriller that deals with a lot of that stuff. Now, one of the things that I thought was very well done in this film were the acting performances. You had John Lithgow, Jeffrey Rush, and George Henare. All of these three main characters in this story were very believable, and they did such a wonderful job at bringing their characters to life. So here's the concept for the story. We have our main character of Stephen Mortensen, played by Jeffrey Rush. Now, he's a judge who unfortunately has a stroke, and this causes him to now live in a retirement facility where they can help take care of him until hopefully he's able to get better. Now, Stefan hates being in this facility. He knows that he does need help, but he doesn't want the help. He wants to be able to take care of himself. So he's going to try and do everything he can to hopefully get to a point of being able to be released from here. Now, he very quickly discovers that the worst part about this facility is one of its other patients named Dave Creeley, played by John Lithgow. Creeley, by the way, is an odd individual who walks around with a small baby doll hand puppet that he calls Jenny Penn. Now, Creeley seems to have this ability of almost invisibly moving around without any of the staff really putting any concern towards him. Now, that ends up being a huge issue for everyone else at this facility, as Creeley loves to torture and abuse all of the other patients here, but of course, stating that they're all under the rule of Jenny Penn. So poor Stefan has so much that he has to deal with here. Not only his own body betraying him, but also the other patients here either are too out of it to really notice what's going on or too afraid to say anything. And of course, Creeley has now set his sights squarely on Stefan. Even though this story is very slow moving at times, it does still pull you in. Like I said, the performances are really good, and there's something fascinating and terrifying to watch this situation of being at a facility where you're being told that either you're crazy or that clearly these things aren't happening, and people just aren't listening to you. And at least at this particular one, they don't have cameras or anything that's really capturing any of the stuff that's actually happening. I definitely feel this is a movie that's not going to be for everyone. Some people might find it boring or just uninteresting, but if you're willing to see some good performances, if you're willing to kind of be pulled into this world of psychological terror that happens at this old folks' home, I think you will enjoy it, at least if you know all that kind of going into this. So for me on my scale, I'm going to give this film a 3 out of 5. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Skewed Reviews. And if there's any other films coming to theaters in the future that you want me to watch and do a review for, just mention them in the comments.